Funding for the federal government expires December 11th, and Capitol Hill conservatives are trying to piggyback on the new budget bill reforms for federal sugar subsidies. On America's Neil W. McCabe spoke to one of the sponsors in Washington.
Congress achieved a massive overhaul of federal commodity subsidy programs in 2014, but sugar subsidies remained untouched. Pennsylvania Republican Congressman Joseph Pitts says now it's sugar's turn.
It does cost the taxpayer funds, and we need to get out of this idea of subsidizing commodities.
Pitts and Virginia Republican Congressman Robert Goodlatte are working to amend the new budget bill that must pass to avoid a government shutdown.
When the Farm Bill was passed a few years ago, they promised that no taxpayer money would be used for this program. Well, shortly after, a few weeks after the Farm Bill passed, a lot of the sugar processors started, going under on their loans.
The Pitts-Goodlatte Amendment would, among other things, cap federal loan guarantees, now with no limit, at $40 million. These loans cost the taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars, as Uncle Sam gives sugar companies the option of repaying in sugar instead of cash. Today, the federal government is holding 300,000 tons of sugar from loan defaults. Justin Sykes, a policy analyst at the Washington-based Americans for Tax Reform, says the sugar program hurts American consumers and businesses while protecting a sugar oligopoly.
What's wrong with the way the federal government runs sugar today is that you have a small minority of sugar producers and growers benefiting at the expense of the American public. A perfect example is of how this distorts the market for Americans and consumers is that we literally have right now the world market price at about 13 cents. The price that Americans pay is 33 cents.
Because Americans pay more than twice the world price for sugar, the Congressional Budget Office estimates for every one sugar job protected, 3 jobs are lost elsewhere in the economy. Sykes says Pitts is motivated to make sugar reform part of his legacy when he retires after almost 2 decades on Capitol Hill.
Congressman Pitts has been a driver of the sugar issue. Given that 2016 will be Representative Pitts' last year, he's really making this a priority.
Pitts flew more than 100 combat missions as a B-52 weapons officer over North Vietnam. In the next year, his last mission in Washington is liberating the sugar market. Neil W. McCabe, One America News, Washington.